There was a man in Jericho, too short to see over the crowd, a tax collector, a man his own countrymen considered a traitor and a thief. When he heard Christ was passing through the town, he did not stay home in shame. He ran ahead, climbed a sycamore tree like a boy, and waited among the branches just to catch one glimpse of a man he had never met. He had no idea that Christ would stop directly beneath that tree, look up, and call him by name. Call him by name. That man was Zacchaeus. And before I say another word about him, I want to be honest with you about something. I have asked the same hard question many of you are probably asking right now, whether all of this, the churches, the schools, the priests, the centuries of teaching, has actually made the world any better. I did not arrive at the answer I am about to give you easily, and I'm not going to pretend the question is unfair. It is one of the most honest questions a person can ask about faith. So here is my promise to you for the next few minutes. I'm not going to defend religion by pointing to statistics or by telling you crime has gone down because of Sunday school. I'm going to tell you plainly why that is the wrong question entirely, and what Christ actually came to do instead. By the end, I think you will see Zacchaeus in that tree a little differently, and maybe you'll see yourself there too. Someone asks it every year in some form. Has religion made the world better? Has the number of criminals gone down since we put religion in schools? Has the number of broken lives, addictions, betrayals gone down after thousands of churches were built across every city on earth? It is a fair question, and I will not insult you by dodging it. The honest answer is no, it has not. And the reason it has not is not because the gospel failed, but because the gospel was never sent to accomplish that particular task. Christ did not come to make the world taken as a whole morally better. He came to choose the good from among the wicked, one soul at a time, exactly as he did with the man in the tree. I want you to sit with that for a moment, because it changes everything about how you should measure your own faith. If you came to church expecting the world outside to visibly improve because you show up on Sunday, you are given the wrong expectation somewhere along the way. The question was never whether religion changes society at large. The question is which side of that tree you are standing on right now, today, in your own life. Were there not many tax collectors in Israel in those days? Were there not many sinful women walking the same streets Christ walked? Of course, there were. Yet, not all of them attached themselves to him. Only the good among the sinners did. And between the two criminals crucified beside him, Christ found one good man, not two. Now, some of you are already forming the objection, and I want to name it before you feel foolish for thinking it. If even Christ himself could not make his own murderers better men, standing right in front of them, teaching them, healing in front of their eyes, then what actually are priests and religion teachers supposed to accomplish? It is a sharp question, and it deserves a sharp answer, not a soft one. The purpose of the church was never to reform the wicked as a mass. Its purpose is to draw the good out from among the wicked, because in every group of sinners, without exception, there are some who are still good underneath the sin. And something even more precious than that, the church exists to guard the good ones from ever sliding into that flood of wickedness in the first place, which is precisely the quiet work being done in a child's religion class long before that child ever understands why it matters. Think back to your own childhood for a moment. Was there someone, a grandmother, a teacher, a priest, who simply kept you close to something good before you were old enough to choose it yourself? That was not wasted effort, even if you cannot point to a single dramatic moment it saved you from. That is exactly the work the church does, quietly, generation after generation, one child at a time. Now here is the part that will surprise you, and I want you to picture it clearly. Do you think our own goodness makes a wicked man good? It does not. It often does the opposite. If Abel has not been so righteous and so upright, Cain would never have killed him. Saint John Chrysostom, writing on the book of Genesis, points to this exact sin as the pattern for everything that follows. The presence of true goodness does not soften envy. It exposes it. The same pattern repeats with Joseph. If Joseph had not been so wise, so obedient to his father, so plainly favored for his character, his own brothers would never have sold him into slavery out of envy. His goodness did not make them kinder toward him. It revealed what was already sitting hidden in their hearts long before that day, something they themselves may not have known was there until his light forced it into the open. This is the deeper truth. Every righteous person, and Christ first among them, provokes the spirits of wickedness simply by being present, and in doing so encumbers the murderous intent that was hiding there all along, unseen even by the wicked man himself. Goodness and evil are not two shades of the same thing that blend together the longer they sit near one another. They are two kingdoms, and between them lies a great chasm. So why that neither side can cross into the other by accident? I understand if that feels bleak to you right now, like I'm telling you your own goodness is pointless or even dangerous. That is not what I am telling you. I am telling you to stop measuring your faith by whether the world around you visibly softens because of it. Measure it instead by something much closer to home and much harder to hide from. So do not exhaust yourself trying to make the world better as a project. Instead, let each of us renounce our own evil, whatever shape it takes in us specifically. Let us each ask plainly which side we are actually standing on, the side of good or the side of evil, not in theory but in the choices we make this week. And if Christ were to walk down your street today, right now, would he stop beneath your window and say what he once said to Zacchaeus? Come down quickly, for today must stay at your house. Zacchaeus had plenty of sins of his own. You are not told otherwise. What he had was a deep hunger to see Christ clearly, strong enough that a grown man climbed a tree like a child to satisfy it. That same hunger still lives in you, whether or not you have let yourself feel it lately. Tonight, before you sleep, I want you to ask yourself one honest question. Not whether religion has fixed the world, but whether you still have that hunger, or whether you have let it go quiet. If your answer is that the hunger is still there, even faintly, even after everything, that is not a small thing. That is the exact thing Christ stopped for in Zacchaeus, and it is the exact thing he is still willing to stop for in you. Come back and sit with me again, and we will keep looking honestly at what this faith actually promises and what it never promised at all. God bless you.